You're listening to Karaoke Panic Room with Scooter Holiday and John.
But friends call me Dante.
This is episode 2 of season 2. This is our special season devoted to SoundCloud. And this episode is called Why SoundCloud? We've told you that we're talking about SoundCloud this whole season, but why exactly are we talking about SoundCloud? And we want to set some realistic expectations. So, John, why
Yes, sir.
SoundCloud? Why SoundCloud?
For me, it's a lot looser than anything else. Not too loose to the point that there's nothing going on there, but it's a live, viable social network that has users, that has new people coming on regularly. I like it. It's
Yeah.
more along the lines of what I feel that my experience through the music world has always been sort of a do-it-yourself type place.
Yeah, I agree. I feels really a laboratory. I can test ideas and have people actually listen and give me feedback without wading into really the cesspool that sometimes the larger platforms can be, or the complete lack of listeners because there's so much stuff going out every day that if you haven't promoted it right on other platforms, you might not get any listeners. On SoundCloud, you're going to get people listening, even if you don't do anything to promote. But of course, we're going to be talking a whole lot this season about how to promote better on SoundCloud. And I feel like my promotion game is getting stronger because I'm doing all this lab testing on SoundCloud. So I like the laboratory aspect and the social network aspect you were talking about.
It's totally a social network. It's got all the hooks that a social network needs. And because of that, the same concepts that work on other social networks work here. I think it's kind of on steroids because everybody is here for one reason. And that,
Yeah, a lot of the negative things that kind of really just I don't like about social media in general just aren't part of SoundCloud also. So it's a place where I can go and socialize without necessarily as much of the oh, say the wrong words here. So I'm just going to say the stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah. All the social networks have negatives, and there's negatives about this one, but it's cool. And then as far as the music on the platform, I feel that it's a lot more accepting than other platforms would be. I think that Johnny from The Office is going to be on his favorite platform and have his set of expectations. And he's not really my target market. So let him go find his own thing and blah, 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 blah. That's a real roundabout way of saying that I feel that the music that I can release there is not going to be as high if from it. If I do something wrong, it's going to be a lot more forgiving.
Yeah. And if you do something right, you find out, and then you know you're doing something right. You can really work and lean into that. So you get to kind of test for traction on stuff, see if people are going to relate to your songs or if they're going to groove with your music or all of the stuff that we're not really sure about until someone listens to it and tells us.
Yeah. And if you want to take your game to the next level, start playing the majors, see which tracks vibe and try them out and see if you can cross platform them. It's just another piece of the puzzle and you can do whatever you want or need to do, but good for testing for traction as an indicator. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that listen to music on SoundCloud that you won't reach on other platforms too. I mean, we talk about listening to music as a strategy, listening to it on SoundCloud in your genre so that the algorithms know what it is that you are about and can relate you to other artists. And I think there's a lot of other people that do that to really spend more of their time listening to music, discovering new music on SoundCloud because there's so much new, different music there. And it's also, if they're musicians, which I like to consider myself a musician, it's, it's a place I can find those listeners that I might not find elsewhere or get lost in the static elsewhere.
Yeah. The status is going to be different on each platform. So if not everybody's going to be on every platform, but you're going to be treated differently by the algorithm of each platform. So while you may not be able to do something on one platform, you might be able to do it on Spotify and it work out a little bit better for you.
On SoundCloud. Yeah.
Yeah. Contacts, because it's a social network, you can contact literally anybody on the site. You're able to see what's going on other people's accounts. So literally, if whatever you can come up with is a promotion, but you could literally contact all the listeners of, or all the people that like other artists and contact the artists directly themselves. I mean, there's so many people there and it is a social network. So you can build up a contact list and you can separate it so that, this person is a fan, this person is a business relationship.
And there's some really great artists on SoundCloud, real professionals all around. And it's like, I haven't found any other way to meet artists in another country doing stuff that I'm doing at my level without SoundCloud.
Yeah, collaborations. By collaborating with other artists, you could literally pop up in any part of the world you want to be relevant in. Now, I'm not saying that an artist in country A, I drawn a blank. I'm not saying that artist is going to be big in their country, but you're now in their lifestyle. They're in their whatever thing. I think the Doors, we're living in a great time. I'm stumbling all over this and I apologize, but as far as collaborations go, promotional aspects of a collaboration are great and they're everywhere. There's somebody on there who wants to work with you and they're not hard to find.
It's true. And there's probably people on there that you want to work with if you're looking to do collaborations. I love collaborations as a songwriter. It's a mixed bag doing co-writes, but I always learn something with every person that I work with. And I become a better artist and a better writer every time that I work with somebody else. And I learn about their process and I get to share my process, maybe explain things that I haven't put into words why I do them, or maybe even figure out what I'm doing wrong just by stumbling through doing it with somebody else. There's a lot of reasons to collaborate, and SoundCloud's a great place to find people to do that with.
Yeah, on either side of the coin, as a mentor or as a student or as a partner or, there's people at every level, at every level.
And everybody has something that you can learn.
You can use SoundCloud as a distributor. I have not. I intend to. I was personally against it just because you weren't going to make much money. It just wasn't worth my time financially. And I still feel that way, but as a distributor, I can use them as a bounce off point to distribute my music to other platforms, try it out. I'm not looking for the cash back. Cash is always great. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to play the majors. I'm playing the minors. So, trying to get on Spotify, maybe I hit 1,000 tracks, maybe I don't. But as a pure distributor, to get your music out there with very little effort, I think that it is a fabulous, fabulous thing.
Well, and then of course, you also get some money from people listening to your music on SoundCloud. Even if you're not distributing, you're going to get some money from monetized accounts streaming your music, people listening to ads that are on free accounts. You're going to get some money from SoundCloud, but you can also distribute out to the other platforms, like John was saying, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, stuff like that. And then that income comes back to you that you get from Spotify through SoundCloud without having to sign up for another service. So I use DistroKid for distributing widely, but if I wanted to, I could just use SoundCloud to get tracks out to those other platforms and then get paid through SoundCloud, get all my money coming in through one place.
Yeah, there's a lot of pluses to this. There's a lot of pluses to have that as an add-on to your paid subscription to SoundCloud. Even if you don't use it, it's there and it's available. It could be used as a hedge to help diversify your portfolio. I've seen too many YouTube videos that the topic is that somebody got done wrong by their distributor. And that's horrible. I don't know if that's the full story or whatnot, but if they were 100% innocent for whatever crime it was they committed, because it would be nice to have a portion of your income coming from different distributors. Now, how you put that together, I have no idea. I mean, the signing up part is great, no problem, but distributing different tracks to different platforms, should you do it under a different name? Should you do it under the same name? I don't have an opinion, no experience with that.
Fair enough. It's definitely, though, SoundCloud's been around for a while. And if you're making a diversified portfolio and you're wanting to make sure that your various income streams from your music are going to be there tomorrow, there's a good chance SoundCloud's going to. It is a private company and they have been doing it for years. They keep making money and people keep making money with them. I feel like it's a pretty good bet that my SoundCloud account, I've had other accounts on other platforms that just disappeared. And even ones I wasn't making money on. I used to be on Acid Plan, was a really cool platform many years ago. That isn't around anymore. And all that music's gone. And so it's a pretty good chance that SoundCloud's going to be around years from now.
I don't keep up with their news, but I have seen a number of news stories and reviews talks about what's going on with them. I know that I've been told, I just assumed it was true, but they invested a lot of money into AI companies. They had several different things that they put together and they're currently running on the platform. But different types of playlist creation is the one I remember. So they're investing in it, and you don't invest in a sinking ship.
Yeah. It's a very good point.
So
Well,
you
is
got
there
anything
anything?
else?
Yeah, I was just thinking that's pretty much the list of why SoundCloud's awesome, and that's why we're talking about it.
Yeah, you're on SoundCloud, so you know that it's a viable you listener. So you know that it's a viable place to do something. What's your level of success? I don't know, but you've made a good choice. Put some effort into it. It'll pay you back.
Word. Well, thanks for listening. This has been Karaoke Panic Room with Scooter Holiday and John.
But my friends call me Dante.
Join us next time for episode 3 when we'll talk about when to open the wallet. Should you have a paid account? Should you have a free account? Tune in next time and maybe we'll figure that out.
Peace.